Hey, what's good, guys? King of Mayhem here with some interesting footage. So I talked in my last video of China's hand cannon glitched and it appeared in her hand. Well, I actually got footage of it when I was playing against her as Nikki Bella the other night, which was just so crazy. I'm not sure what other props have been doing this, but like as you can see, it still like floats. It's happened with like the Halloween and chairs and other matches, and even Elias's guitar. So I suggest Reliance Games fix that. But anyway, as you see on the screen right now, I actually got a screenshot from the last video from Silva Ramakrishnan. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. That's not my native language. My native language is English. But he actually asked me in my last video, how do you get a free 5-star player? So in this video, I will go ahead and detail the best ways how to get a 5-star. Unfortunately, Siva, there's not really much you can do in the realms of free, but I'm going to go through all the ways, including paid. So the first one is you can buy this early access pack for $29.99, the biggest ripoff ever. I actually bought one in the summer for Bailey, and I didn't get Bailey. Now, I personally think it might even be a lie and there is no 5-star because it's not ready and all they got is render. He's trying to build that pipe. But I have seen people actually get like Word Life Cena and Bailey out of it. So there's that. Then, if you want to spend $100, you can get 4,000 5-star keys, which is actually just as much as a rip off because like that's not even enough for one case. So I wouldn't recommend that either. I don't condone spending $100 in game. As you can see, that doesn't even amount to the 5-star case keys that you would need. Like even the low tier star 5 keys, you still need 7,500 keys, which honestly Reliance Games should probably knock that number down maybe to like 5,000. I feel like that would be more fair. Especially because 5-stars are a little bit more overpowered. Then you got the King of Kings loot case. You can buy that for 350 Mayhem coins. 3,500. I still don't understand why they have Nikki Bella in the case as opposed to Stephanie, but the world may never know. I recommend that if you have enough Mayhem tokens, but if you're like me, and I assume you are and probably don't have access to be able to beat those ultra, levels to where you can be able to afford that, I don't know really what to tell you. You could get a Royal, which your chances with a Royal case are better. You spend 500 gold on this and you get a 15% chance at Alexa Bliss or whoever the feature superstar is, which is okay, but I still wouldn't recommend that. I don't think that's your best option. If you have 1,900 Mayhem mics, you can buy this 5-star main eventer case. But actually, I go through them right here. And personally, I think you're probably just going to get the low-tier wrestler in that, and that is actually Sheamus. So more likely, you probably will walk away with Sheamus. You wouldn't walk away with one who has like a little bit more health, who could be able to aid you all that much more. So I don't even think that's worth it. Really being honest, I think the best mic case right now, besides if you need a little extra, get your first 5-star case, is probably that 250 4-star one, which I probably might end up getting that actually. But there are a couple cases with the mics that you can buy that have 5-star superstars, such as the main eventer. That one's a pretty good percent too. You get 20% for a 5-star, which I think is absolutely incredible. That's a good deal. But once again, these mics, these Mayhem, coins, all this other stuff, it's not that easy to get them. Stephanie has her own case, which includes a 5-star. That's $20. I wouldn't recommend that at all. Triple H has his own case, and he's in it, but I don't remember how much that one was, but still money. I wouldn't recommend it. And then they also have these Super Sunday offers, which if you saved up your gold, you would be in luck. I'm honestly kind of irritated that like we get no heads up about these things, because literally if you look at the very end, you get 10,000. Yeah, I think 10,000 5-star keys for 20,000 gold, which ideally is not a bad deal, but it kind of is. But in the end result, it works out, but like that's still a lot of gold, and not that many people have that unless if you've been grinding and saving up all your gold, which even if I did that, I probably wouldn't have enough. For hoops and giggles, I actually was wondering what would happen if I put in one of those red or blue cases, because I still had some left over from Survivor Series, and their Mayhem coins back. So I wanted to see, like, maybe if I got more, or maybe if I got cash, or maybe if it was replaced with superstars. But nope, to my disappointment, you still only get one. So anyways, as you can see, there are not that many ways to be able to obtain 5-star superstars in the game without coming out of pocket and paying some cash. Which, if you ask me, is kind of rather unfortunate, because, I remember when Mayhem came out, everyone's big deal was like how I could get a 4-star. It was a big deal to get a 4-star. It was actually just as hard as it is right now to get a 4-star as it was to get, to get 5 stars, it was back then to get a 4-star. So the game has completely changed now, because now you're having people who, like, you put your 4 stars up against them, and it just doesn't come out to where it's enough. Like, you would literally need 4 stars that are maxed out. That's the reason why I don't even really try on the Ultra events. It's not that I don't want to, it's just like I don't want to be shit on by a 5-star player. Like, it's one of those things to where 4 stars as is already have the advantage, because they got that extra slot, like as you see right here. But 5 stars actually have like 2 extra slots, which makes it a pain in the rear end to basically face them in any sort of gameplay. I will say this: if your 2 and 3 stars are high enough, you can be able to beat 4 stars. I've been doing this since day 1 of the game, and I have no issues. As you can see right now, we are literally tapping out Goldberg with the toy superstar. But still, even with that, I would still say that you probably need to beat that 1,000 threshold. And don't let the game trick you either, because the game will trick you. Like, for instance, I know every single Monday Night Raw, my Asuka 3-star has a higher rating than my Charlotte 2-star. I've had comments or people ask me, like, when they see, like, me playing, they're like, why are you using 2-star Charlotte when you got 3-star Asuka? Well, actually, if you pull up their stats, maxed out 2-star Charlotte for me actually has, like, around 3,000, 4,000 health. Asuka has like 2,700 health, and her attack is like still in the 200s, while Charlotte 2-star is at 256. So it's not even worth it at that point to even risk that, especially because the buffs for Charlotte, in my opinion, are better. I like her buffs a little bit more because she's got that injure and that exhaustion. And I like her strikes a little bit more, because I think Asuka still has like kind of windmill strikes like the powerhouse, but Charlotte's strikes are a little bit more quicker, like the high flyer strikes. So that's the reason why I would pick that one over that one. But back to how I get a 5-star superstar, because I know that's how I labeled the video. Personally, in my opinion, right now, I assume, and I don't know your situation, but I assume that you either have gotten a couple 4 stars to your name, or B, you might only have 1 4-star. And either way, that's okay. I mean, I'm not here to say, yo, you can't get one, because it's literally this game. It's literally WWE Mayhem. Every single new superstar is a game of chance. Like, it's not like you're going to be able to just magically have that, opportunity to. Oh my goodness, I'm over here yawning just at the thought of how much grinding I'm going to have to do to be able to even get one. But yeah, so it's a game of chance. Everything comes down to luck. I mean, you could be a day 1 player, and the first case that you spin after you get a little bit of gold is, not a day 1 player, because day 1 players probably already have a 5-star. If you don't, then I'm actually really, really sad for you. Please slide up or text and leave a comment. Actually, I wanted to know how many day 1 players still stuck around, and if any of y'all have a 5-star right now. But yeah, if it's like your first day playing, I don't really think you'll get a 5-star. But if you have a little bit of experience under your belt, you get your 4 stars ranked up a little bit, then you will actually have a better chance of getting a 5-star superstar. But my whole thing, too, is you also need to trick and cheat the game. This is the reason why I amass a whole bunch of loot cases. You see, since everything is a game of chance and everything is luck based with this loot case thing, the odds are not in your favor. And I said this in my last video, I will say it again. The odds just aren't in your favor, plain as day. It's just not good. So basically what you want to do is, for starters, I repeat, don't bank on loot cases with 1 5-star superstar in them. As good as it may sound that you got a 15% chance at getting Alexa Bliss, just remember that that also includes Alexa Bliss 4-star and 3-star. And actually, I think in the original line of cases, they even were ballsy enough to put 2-star version of, these characters in there. So it's just not worth it for one superstar. If you're going to use your gold, or if you're going to do something, I suggest you go after cases with multiple 5-star superstars in them, because then your odds go up. Another thing that you want to do that will make your odds go up in order to be able to get a 5-star superstar is you're going to actually want to get as many superstars as you can. Because something I noticed is this. Sometimes, and very, very seldomly, the game doesn't want your characters to get too overpowered. So, for example, let me give an example like Ciampa. If Ciampa was like my lowest superstar, he was still down there, he wasn't ranked up at all, all that other stuff. If I spun in case right now 3-star, I have a higher chance of getting him, getting an overdrive for Ciampa than I do right now, him being maxed out. Because the game doesn't want that. Because if that happens, then you'll honestly have, just like I said, someone who could really take on 4-star competitors. And it's not that, I'm saying that they have some sort of hidden agenda. I just have found that, and I mean, maybe people who have played this game too for as long as me can back me up on this statement. But I've actually found that the more overdrives that you have for a superstar, the less likely you are to pull them in the loot case. So now, with that being said by me, do the math. If you start ranking up, maxing out all these superstars, then the game is going to run out of options, and it's going to start giving you new superstars. When the game gives you new superstars, that includes, you're going to see new 3-stars. You're going to see new 2-stars you haven't earned. But most importantly, you're going to see new 4-stars and 5-stars, which is the reason why I've actually done this experiment that I've been doing and not opening a single case to WrestleMania, because now I'm able to focus on these guys, get them overdrive, and I bet you the odds of me getting another one are going to be really, really slim to none. On top of that, the other thing with this too is you also want to be able to balance that out, because another thing that happens with these cases all the time, and I see it a lot, is they'll give you lower tier superstars. They'll give you like the Sami Zayns. I remember back being a day one player myself. I remember when 4-star cases would come out, it was either A, you would get Kalisto, B, you would get Sami Zayn. I know that there were some other low tier superstars who weren't really all that good, but yeah, people would constantly get those, and that would be like the running joke of the whole group. Like, oh, I got my another Sami Zayn today, and everyone's like, ha 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 ha, me too. Because, I mean, even when I first started out, for example, and this is why I say the grass might not always be greener on the other side, because just like I said, they can give you a 5-star, but it could be a lower tier 5-star. For example, and perfect example, my first ever 4-star was freaking Kalisto. All right, I have no words to describe how angry I was at that. And I remember it too. I went on a mission right around St. Patrick's Day, similar situation, to not open a single loot case until WrestleMania. Got to WrestleMania, got a 4-star case, opened it up, and got Kalisto. I literally had egg on my face. But the thing is, also the odds get more in your favor on the other side too, because that's why I got 4-star Kalisto the first time. The next time I spun the 4-star case, I actually got The Rock, which I mean, even still right now, The Rock is probably one of the best 4 stars in the game, which is the reason why I always kind of frown and am relatively sad that I lost my old account, especially because I'm like, I would trade Steve Austin for The Rock in a heartbeat, just because The Rock has that heal ability, and that heal ability for showmans becoming in clutch. That's the reason why I tell people always try to pay attention to your showmans, because they do have that charge strike heal ability. Like, for example, right here, Booker T hits me with that suplex. The more that I ranked up that Rock, the higher the chance that I would have had that I would have got a heal right after that, which makes the matches a little bit more balanced, because you're like, oh, okay, I wouldn't mind it. Like, I literally had moments, and Matt Riddle is like a similar superstar. I think he does have a similar heal ability. He gets it from when you do his final flash or his bro mission. But I've like had matches with Matt Riddle where like my health is like danger pin, and I hit a bro mission or a final flash, and I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to use him in the next game. And boom, just from that burst of health, I'm actually back to near full health. It's happened to me a couple times. So definitely manage your abilities, manage your roster, manage everything. Don't always put your resources into, high tier characters just because they're high tier characters. Because just like I said before, I've had 2 stars that have been able to clap, 4-star superstars, and I've had 3 stars that have been able to do it, because the moment you hit that 1,000 threshold, or the moment that you hit that max out threshold, those characters and those wrestlers are actually going to be able to take on higher tier superstars. And at that point, the only thing really holding them back would probably be something along the lines of a buff. Like a couple matches ago or off camera, I actually fought Trish Stratus, 4-star with Charlotte. And literally the whole match came down to literally a vigilant buff that Trish got randomly. I was like, really, come on now. I put on the figure 4, and all of a sudden Vigilant just pops in the corner. I do hate the random buffs, because it seems like the game low-key kind of cheats, because I was like, Vigilant, where did that come from? And I look through the list and I see, 9.4% chance to trigger a random buff. And, like, even still, random stuff can happen. Like, that Adam Cole last shot, I've had moments where I've got signature vulnerable, and I've tried to hit it, and they reverse it. So, Reliance Games totally needs to fix their buffs, because sometimes they don't work out all that well. But base core gameplay-wise, I say you'd be pretty good just sticking with what you got and maxing out your superstars, because the more you do that, the less likely you are to get repeats of them in loot. The less likely you are to get repeats in them in loot, the more you can start your grind towards a 5-star superstar. Personally, I would say the best way right now to be able to get a 5-star superstar is actually probably through elite cases. I know that some of you guys have seen that I started collecting those, and even though the percentage is low, the amount of 5-stars in the case increases that percentage. So basically, this just gives you a situation to where, the odds are more in your favor. And that's what you want. You want better odds, because at the end of the day, this game is really pretty much based off of luck and chance. Pretty much think about it this way. Think about a 5-star as a red ball in a cup. Around it are a whole bunch of orange balls. Basically, there might be like every single time you do something good, you get, for every one red ball, 50 more orange balls in the cup. So basically, you're trying to get red ball, but every single time you keep on getting orange. And it's just pretty much like that with superstars. So you've got to pretty much do whatever you can to increase that amount that amount red, to be able to have a better chance of not getting an orange. But even still, the odds are going to be against you, and you're probably still going to get orange. So any opportunity that you can get to have more red than orange, try to do it, because that's pretty much just the name of the game. That's the reason why I say I scratch my head that people say, oh, I'm so stupid for holding on to my cases. No, I'm just getting myself more of a higher chance to be able to get something good. Because I'm telling you right now, I bet you, I bet you that if I open, which by the way, when I was speaking about 2, 3 stars, just absolutely clapping 4 stars, that's exactly what I mean. You saw that last shot to The Rock. The Rock absolutely got annihilated. All of his health was just gone in one swoop. I love Adam Cole. I really do. If I'm not sure if they removed him from the cases yet, but I would totally recommend him for someone that you should try to get, especially if you could get his 4-star version. I'm probably not going to be that lucky because by the time I actually do get around to opening my cases, he probably will be removed from the game. But I think he's still struggling to hanging on in this latest update. But anyway, yeah, if you look at odds wise, personally, what I would say is that if I were opening a premium case right now versus opening all the premium cases I've saved throughout all this time, I bet you that there's no way that I wouldn't get better superstars from opening 136 cases as opposed to one. And of course, someone's going to be like in the comments saying, no, duh. Of course, you're going to get one because you get more cases. Well, guess what? Quantity over quality. I mean, like, that's pretty much the game at this point because, and by the way, I used that third one and it said signature vulnerable, but John Cena still said no, do, pal. I am going over, and that just made me so ticked because I was like, yo, this is complete and utter BS. But I think it might be because I didn't use his second move. I don't know, but it was just so weird. I just skipped that. Y'all didn't see that. But anyways, back to what I was saying about, just basically having better chances and luck. That's just all you want to do. I recommend not doing what I'm doing and starting at the bottom. Personally, what I did was I already started maxing out my 3 stars and my 4 stars to try to put more resources into them. Then I went back down, but I do know that Mayhem is at this odd point to where we're probably going to start seeing more new superstars. So it was probably better for me to go down than up because the more new superstars, the more or less likely I am to actually want to go back down and handle those other ones. So I just said, you know what, forget, I'm starting with 2 stars and working my way up. And also it's more visually entertaining. I mean, like, if y'all get to a point to where you see me using Steve Austin every time, y'all are going to be like well, that's just his one trick pony. He's always got him. But like now you're seeing different people. You're seeing like Jericho, and you're seeing how I use, who was also up there, Ciampa, and, now we're even including Rollins in the mix. So overall, the roster is just becoming very, very much more so diversified. Hopefully, my goal is to be able to have all 3 stars done by Mania. If not, if it's really, really close, then I might actually make an extension for myself. To try to be able to do that because I do know that lately I have been slacking on playing just because it is right around the end of the semester and I am trying to be able to finish overall with a very, very decent grade in all my classes. So if I really wanted to, and if I was playing as much as I know I can, I probably would be at the point to where once again I was maxing out a superstar every day. Boy, those were the days. Most of the time now, I will say my main issue for why I can't max out Superstar every single day is probably more so due to the fact of lack of me playing the daily events. I just get lost up and caught up in not playing them all that much, which is my fault. But I digress. Anyway, let's get back to the loot topic because, again, I said, personally, in my opinion, the best way is how I'll be able to get a 5-star. So with that, and going back to loot topic, the best way, in my opinion, is either A, probably for you to just go ahead and stockpile loot cases. Just like I say, you stockpile loot cases, the more opportunity you have to not get a duplicate superstar. And that's basically what I mean by like why I feel like people need to actually think about saving up their loot cases. Because here goes the thing. If there's an update that comes out, and if you want a new superstar, let's take Liv Morgan for example. And literally, I've done the math. All right, I do believe on the on the 2-star case, I counted out around like 40 superstars. Well, since and seeing how I got majority of the 2-stars in the game, I got 100 and like 65 or something, like 200, maybe 135 2-star cases on the lower end. So because of that, the odds are it's in my favor that I'm going to get a duplicate. Well, I've done this equation before, and I think I told you guys about it. Here goes how the equation works. So let's start from the beginning with 1-stars. In order, every single 1-star you get 50 2-star keys, right? Every single duplicate 1-star. So what you want to do and what that equation basically is you need 20 1-star case duplicates to be able to get a 2-star case. Because of what we're going with right now, I got like 200 cases. Every single one is about to be a duplicate. I'm too lazy to do the math, but I assume that's a really, really big number of 2-stars that are guaranteed. Then let's move on to the 2-star case. And hopefully I'm not wrong. It might be more because I think the Reliance Games might have changed it in that update to where now you only get 25 keys, which if they did, they need to go back to 50 keys. Because literally that would make my life so much more easier. But let's just go back to the topic I was talking about. So you need 20 1-star cases in order to get a 2-star case. Now, you get, what is it, like 50? I'm just going to go ahead and enter the value of 50 keys per, because I think that's it. It's been so long since I opened up a loot case, really, for real. But anyways, let's just keep on going. So 50, again, 20 cases, 22-star cases. I think you get more for 3-stars duplicates, but I'm not sure, so we're going to deal with 50 again. So you would need 20 3-star duplicates in order to get a 4-star case. Which, doing that math and doing that equation, that would put you out to where basically you want to have a ratio of more loot cases than guys or superstars in the loot case. Well, now currently I'm at the point to where last I checked, I think 3-star wise, well, at least 2-star wise, I know that I've got all of, if not majority of the 40 superstars in there in the case, and the numbers just add up to where I have more cases than superstars available. So it's better stockpile cases, because then at that point you're going to be able to get yourself a guaranteed next level case. That would probably be my suggestion for the best way how I'll be able to do it. Is just stockpile and save up cases. My next suggestion, if you want to go a different route, is to go ahead and try for the elite case. But my whole thing with the elite case is I would say you'd be having better odds if you stockpile those two, because just like I said before, I'll say again, the loot cases are hot. They basically will drop down in your likelihood to get another superstar. I talked about seed theory and stuff like that before. While some people do have footage of it working out for them, more than likely it's probably not going to work out for you. But one thing I can guarantee to you about this, which by the way, if you don't know what seed theory is, it's basically open up a premium case, get a 4-star, which is already quite hard as is, but open up a premium case, get a 4-star, open up the royal featured case, and you'll automatically get a 5-star on your first roll, which I call BS, but regardless, let's just go ahead and roll with it. The odds of you getting a higher tier superstar, or you after you already got a higher tier superstar are extremely low. So what I would recommend is to actually drop down cases. So if I just got a 4-star in a premium case, I'm not going to risk putting in another case where I would have the opportunity to get a higher end superstar. I was put in a 2-star case and maybe do 2 rounds of that. So in that way, that subsequent case that would have given me a 2-star is now going to give me at least a 3-star. Like, it's better. It's a better deal. But one of the things I've have learned and have detected over a while of playing this game is that open all typically is better. For video purposes, I'm not sure what I'm going to do WrestleMania. Maybe you guys should comment in the comments below and tell me which one I should do, open all or open each case. Just like I said, there will be only the pay-per-view item cases, and I should make another upload next week because next week is actually War Games. Which, speaking of War Games, I'm so disappointed. We're having the first ever War Games where William Regal never said War Games. Like, that is so amazing. If you weren't around for that era NXT, or maybe you dropped off before there really was a War Games, you just gotta look it up on YouTube. The way how William Regal says it is so iconic. And yeah, I mean, honestly, it really is. By the way, the footage I'm showing you guys right now is actually going to throw in a little bit of Sheamus gameplay. This week, just like I said, it's been slow. So the only 2 stars I maxed out this week have been Sheamus, Sonya Deville, and Jinder Mahal. So I think I do throw in a little bit of Sheamus gameplay here. And y'all could be able to see him in action. I did have a Sheamus 4-star on my old account, and he's all right. My main thing is he just doesn't have the bro kick. And, like, I feel like that's a big part of Sheamus. I'd rather have the bro kick than the Irish Curse backbreaker. I would take the crucifix power bomb, but even I wouldn't even mind getting rid of that. Now we got, like, Razor in the game because, like, you know, we already got the move in the game. Let's see a new move. So, what's the time? When I am Sheamus, I try to use the big boot in the corner because it's like the closest thing he's got in his repertoire to the bro kick. So here you see me charging up for it, and boom, there goes the bro kick. Closest thing we got to it currently, unless a 5-star version has a bro kick, which I'm not sure if he does. I'm going to have to actually look into that. But yeah, basically, it's just been a slow week. I haven't really been trying all that hard to be able to rank up superstars. But War Games, I totally will post a video the day after and put out all the item opening cases in that video because I want to be able to include that footage in there. And here goes some Jinder gameplay. This is how we're going to actually round out the video for today, or I guess this week, because I guess I'll be uploading again next week. But yeah, I'm getting really close to being done with the 2 stars. Only got like 10 left. Last night, I actually tried to play the Showman event to get Robert Roode up there, but I started playing like 2 matches, and then after I fell asleep, and it was a mess. I completed the lower end of the first tower, but I did not get a chance to get back up there. And you're actually about to see me fold, because the thing about it too is Jinder has 2 moves. He has the Colossus and the Camel Clutch. Actually, I remember when Jinder came out, it was a very big deal because if you don't know, Alliance Games, or not Alliance Games, my bad, getting y'all confused with your mode. Reliance Games is actually an Indian developer, and it's a big deal for them to have, you know, an Indian wrestler in the game, especially at the time that Jinder had just surfaced back. So there was literally a point in time where, like, they were giving away Jinders for, like, free almost. I remember the Diwali event, they actually had a free Jinder giveaway. I think they did this year too. So if you're a day 1 player and if you don't have Jinder maxed out, then we're going to have a talk because he's been around for a minute. But regardless, even still, personally, I don't like Jinder's powerhouse strikes. I never really have been a fan of them. That's the reason I think the American Badass Undertaker is so legendary in this game because he's like one of the only powerhouses in the whole game who has quick strikes and the whatchamacallit. Oh my goodness, they're on the tip of my tongue. The striker strikes. And they actually changed it with Joe. I'm not gonna lie, I played with Joe online the other night. And I started using 2-star Joe, and I was like, oh, this is gonna suck. He's got those powerhouse strikes. And no, he actually has the quick strikes. So I was kind of shocked that they patched that in the update, because back when I played, Joe still had the windmill strikes on 2-star. So that was pretty cool to have that. And this is me realizing that I folded it because I wanted to show off the Colossus, but instead we get the camel clutch. And there's no way how you could break out of that. That's just an automatic W at that point. So what I decided to do was I decided to go ahead, collect my winnings, and hop over to the other side of this tower. And by the way, I'm just now remembering this, but I forgot to talk about this as we watched the Colossus on Rick Rude, which I know you guys have probably already seen this move, but there probably will be added footage at this point. I just remembered that now we actually have Triple H in the game. Well, we did have him before, but now we actually have long hair Triple H in the game, which is a really, really big deal. So, actually, I did sacrifice one of my players to long hair Triple H, and I will go ahead and throw that footage at the end of the video. And maybe next video I'll do a video on like superstars that I want to see in the game, or attires that we want to see in the game, because I do know that my post on the Mayhemers Unite group actually had a little bit of traction. I don't know. Some people like me on there. Some people don't. It's okay regardless. I don't know why people have to be so mean-spirited. Even my last video where I gave away the Jericho code, people like said I wasn't giving back to the community and blocked it, which made no sense. I was just like, y'all are just being haters. I literally gave away a free toy code in the video. Makes no sense to me. That one was a head scratcher. Luckily, one of the admins actually spoke up for me after I made another post about it, but still, it seems that time I'm like, what the world? People post their YouTube videos here all the time. You know, it's not my fault that mine are starting to get a little bit more traction, and now people are being mean. I mean, it's hurtful. We live in a very, very different time now. It's not like before. We had a whole bunch of different Mayhem or YouTubers, you know, especially ones, no offense, who speak English. I mean, a lot of ones, and I mean, it's not even like I'm knocking those people, but like sometimes they don't speak English. It's okay. It's okay to speak whatever language you want to, but I do know some people are like, well, I want to watch Mayhem gameplay and hear a commentary in my own native language. So for people who can speak that language or understand that language, that's really, really cool for them. But for people who don't, you know, they're kind of like, well, there's this disconnect, and they might be talking, and it's hard for me to translate. So anyways, I saw I put that out there at the very end of this video. So next video, I'm probably going to go ahead and review War Games, and on top of it, I'm probably going to go ahead and talk about those attires. If they don't do anything for War Games, then I'm probably just going to go ahead and talk about those attires, which I wouldn't even blame the Reliance Games for doing. And by the way, I'm showing you my dumbbell count. We're a little bit low. But it's okay, because I just remembered that they have the Mayhemers Unite one, or Mayhem Unite event, and then they also have the Raw event, which if you complete that on the second story, they'll actually give you another weight for that. So that should be enough to hold over my Bobby Roode, get him to that level, and then maybe we can tackle like Joe and get some of these high flyers out here, because I'm probably going to do that next, because we got Kalisto, Sammy, Ali, Shelton. We get it. They're low tier. They're trash. I might even look into Mandy if they actually don't make an NXT version of her. But anyways, I'm out. Peace.